This is Jen, and I have a mini album to share with you. This mini album measures 4 by 4 1/4 and a 2-inch spine. And for this mini album, I used the Bewitched DCWV mat stack, the 4.5 by 6.5, and I used 48 papers from this 72 stack, so I still pretty much have. And then these are my scraps, which probably unusable, but I'm going to keep them in there just in case. See if I can find another project to do. I'm trying to use up some of my stash. This mini album, I'm going to do a tutorial on it, but more importantly, I'm going to show you guys how I use my silhouette to cut this, and then I'm going to have the cut files on my Etsy shop. So again, I used the DCWV paper stack, the matte stack, and then some old stickers I had, and then and I don't even know who they're from. They're like clear stickers, and then Studio G stickers. So trying to use up my stash. I bought a whole bunch of stuff that was on sale after Halloween on clearance, and I ended up with all this stuff. I'm thinking, what in the world am I going to do with it? So this is the album, and I used white cardstock base, and my silhouette to cut all the pages. The only thing I didn't use my silhouette to cut were the mats. So all the pages are the same, and they measure 3.5 by 3.5, I think. And yeah, 3 and 7, or 3 and 5/8. 3 and 5/8. This one's like a 3 and 5/8 by 3, almost 3. My idea behind this is so small is, one, I was using up my chipboard because I have a lot of leftover chipboard from other albums that I created, and I wanted to use that up. I wanted to use the matte stack up, and I thought this is a good size for Instagram photos. Or I was on Facebook the other day on one of my crafty groups, and they were talking about Twinchies, which is a 2x2 artist kind of card, or you can even use the 3x2 artist cards. I thought this would be a great album to put those in to keep them if you receive Twinchies from other people. So it is pretty thick, but I think you still have room to put your pictures in before it before it gets too big. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that. Okay, and then there's some mats in here. You could always take out some mats if you have more pictures than that. So each page has a flap that folds up. Each page has a tag that comes out of the side. And then the back of every page has this belly band, and I used one of those Studio G stickers and matted it on the cardstock, and then just glued the bottom down. And then there's a belly band, and I have this little file folder cut, and then just a 3.5 by 2.5 mat. So every page is like that. So the cut file that I was talking about, it's really simple. It's for each page, it's a 1-page cut for an 8.5 by 11. So if you're like me, not only do you have tons of those matte stacks, because I'm just addicted to buying paper and they look cool, and never thought, what am I going to use these for? But you also have a good collection of 8.5 by 11s, and this is a perfect way to use up the 8.5 by 11s. So there's 8 pages in this album, and at the end, I want to say you use the 8 pages, because there's 8 pages in the album. You use 8 pages of 8.5 by 11 cardstock, and then I think 2 12 by 12 cardstocks. maybe 9 pages, 8.5 by 11. But anyways, the point is that it's not a lot of paper that you use, and I try and consolidate it as best as I can on my cut files, and that includes the cover and the spine. So I thought that was and the reason why I'm doing it on my silhouette is because I have a horrible time keeping, and I don't know if it's my trimmer. I'll show you my trimmer. I use this trimmer, and for some reason between this trimmer and my scoreboard and me, I'm sure it has a lot to do with human error, I can't make a straight line. My albums end up, by the time I get to the end of my hinge, it's crooked, and it drives me nuts. So I decided to start using my Cameo to make my mini albums, and it has so decreased the time in making those albums and the frustration, because my favorite part of doing the albums is decorating them. And I didn't decorate this one a whole lot. I kept it pretty simple. And you can always use, instead of using stickers, you could use cutouts from a paper pad, or even just, you know, a scallop circle or something for these little placeholders. But I so much more enjoy decorating than I do putting together. And, you know, that's just me. So I'm going to do a tutorial. And in my tutorial, I'm going to give you measurements and stuff. But I am also going to use my Cameo. So, and I'll have that file available here after the tutorial. And I still owe you a tutorial on this album that I made and shared, and I am going to do that, but this one is more simple, so I thought I'd try this one first since I've never done a tutorial before. So this one's coming. This one's going to be first. I actually took some vacation from work so I could accomplish this, so I hope you enjoy it, and be on the lookout for these things, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you.